don't know what piece you're talking about.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Composer's Voice. So, what we're doing today is a special workshop masterclass with Thomas Piercy. Thomas Piercy and I have worked many years now. Many years.
Yeah.
Our first was with 15 Minutes of Fame. And we have another 15 Minutes of Fame deadline next month for the Hichiriki. And what we thought we would do is just have a little bit of a workshop masterclass with him to give all the unique insights to the instrument and how to write for it, and just to hear the pieces play. So we did a call, and we have some composers here online. And let me see. Our first composer is Paul Dice. And hi, Paul.
Hello.
And we have Saikiko Kosaka. I'm sure I didn't get that right.
Hello.
Hi. Did I get your name right? How do you say your name?
Sakiko Kosaka.
You let the experts go. And we also have Luigi Morleo.
Hello.
And Susan Brewster.
Hello.
And Sohai Shranji. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I love looking at your submissions, and it's great to have you here today. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just start. If you could just say your name again and where you're from, that would be awesome. Maybe if we can stop with Paul.
Yeah, my name is Paul Dice, and I'm from Northfield, Minnesota.
And how about Sakiko?
Hello, my name is Sakiko Kosaka. I live in Tokyo. Its time is early morning, 3 o'clock.
Thank you for joining us.
Hello, I am Luigi Morleo. I'm from Italian. The time in Italy is 80 o'clock p.m.
Hi, I'm Susan Brewster. I live in London. I'm from the United States, and the time here is, I think, if it's 8 o'clock in Italy, I guess it's 7 o'clock here. p.m.
Oh, Sohei is here.
And Sohei?
And now he's gone.
Nope. Awesome. Hold on.
Is he coming back? Yeah.
Do we lose him? Well, we'll get back to him. So, Tom, which piece do you want to start with?
I'm going to start with Paul Dice's piece. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for sending these pieces. It's great to have more Hichiriki pieces join the repertoire. And I will start with Paul Dice's piece. And one of the best things about the Hichiriki is its flexibility in sound and pitch. So the even with one fingering, that's also one of the most difficult things of it, is trying to find those pitches, especially when you're just learning the piece. It's like learning as a singer. You can put your finger down here, and this is a fingering for a G, but a G might not come out depending on where it is. and your embouchure. So the exact pitches, if you write a very chromatic piece, that's going to be very difficult. And so I will start with Paul Dice's, called Searching for Answers. I'll play it straight through and then I'll work with the composer. I will be, in most of these pieces, I will be adding what I call Hichiriki inflections, things that are idiomatic to the instrument, even if you didn't put them in your score. And then we can discuss that. So here is Searching for Answers, Paul Dice. And I hope the volume is not too much, since I'm right here. And do you guys hear our nice city sounds?
You want me to share the score with you?
Yeah, you can share the score. And there's Paul.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, thank you for this piece.
Well, thank you. My gosh.
What is your experience with Japanese instruments or the Hichiriki?
Well, to be honest, nothing until the call for scores.
Okay.
But I've always loved writing for instruments from different cultures, especially China, Indonesian gamelan, Philippine kuling tong. And so as soon as I heard this call for scores, I thought, this sounds fantastic. What an opportunity. And you had so much information available, on your website. And then I also found a little bit on orchestration for gagaku online, and they had some audio samples as well. So but I just learned a lot today.
Right.
To be honest,
I'm glad you went to my webpage because that explains a lot of it. And then especially, and I tell people also read that, but also listen to the videos that I have there, which will show what the Hichiriki is good at and sometimes what it's not so good at.
Right.
So that really, and that also is my videos, what I can play on the Hichiriki. Maybe there's not that many Hichiriki players playing contemporary music.
Okay.
And so the few of us are doing it. We each have our strengths and weaknesses and whatnot. Hitami Nakamura, who's probably the best at this, she has unbelievable pitch. I mean, I'm sure I don't want to use the word perfect pitch. So she can play some of these incredibly in pitch-wise intricate things, as you know, as long as your fingers can do it. I mean, to play a chromatic, you know, that's just not going to happen on the Hichiriki. So I pretty much, your piece, start working on it, pretty much played it as written. There's a few places where I added some enbais. When I work with a composer on something like this, you know, my first question is how much what gagaku or Hichiriki inflection do you want? Some composers want it just the way it's written, and others are like, no, you do what you do.
Well, I'm more you do what you do, because for me, anytime I write a piece, it's a teamwork. You know, it's teamwork. I write it out, and I'm about 50%, and the performer's about 50%. And I always give the performer veto power. And, you know, I love it when they add things. You know, my teacher's Lou Harrison, and one of the things that he used to love is when somebody would play something that he didn't know was going to happen. And he always loved that. And I do too. And because I write it out on paper, and it could be, you know, like a message in a bottle that never reaches the shore. The performer, brings it to life, and gives it a life, you know. So that's the way I look at things. So the more I loved what you put in, I really did. So and you know, it helps me learn more about the capabilities.
Yeah, and also because contemporary Hichiriki doesn't have a long history. I have found that composers will write things that maybe I didn't think were possible. And Hitami and I send each other these pieces because I'll send her something and go, is this possible? And she says, no. Or I've started putting a few multiphonics in, which are very difficult. So composers are pushing us to elevate or at least move our techniques on the instrument further. So that's nice to see. And for the other composers watching, I guess if you have questions, you can type it into the chat and someone will see them. So Paul, if I may call you Paul.
Please, yes.
Okay, and please. Your first phrase was first off, the whole thing is in a very good key. Because the lowest really strong note on the instrument is G.
Right.
Writing things in G major, D major, those are the great keys.
Okay.
Because you can't, and it's easy enough, the G. If you have to be one of these composers with a leading tone, the F sharp is easy to go to the G. So it's a great key. And the way you notated that first bar gave me indications of where you wanted either glissando or the enbai, where the enbai would be. So you go down and then back up. So I saw that where you had the glissando going down to the G but very quickly to the A and then back up. So that C to the D is almost like a written out enbai. If you had and I like that, it gives me more an idea of what you want. If you had written it as a C and a D, and some composers who know about Hichiriki will just put this little line going up, down, and then back up, or they'll just write the word enbai. So if I saw C to D, I would go. But you wrote it out, which I think has helped because I know how far you want that to go. So So you have this slip sliding around. So that's all very good. And you put that accent on the second bar of that D sharp. So we get the osu, because you rarely use the tongue. So I know that the also Alaskan composers with that accent and the osu, there will be a dip in the pitch. And there's different ways. I can just do it with the embouchure, the instrument. I can do it with air or both. And so I'll ask composers, which is it in general? Which sound do you like? Or since we're right here, which do you want it specifically? You basically have those three choices. So I'll ask you, going over the bar line, how much of an accent and how far down do you want?
Oh, that is a good question. I liked all three of the ways you played it. And
Yeah.
I had read about these options, but I thought, no, I'll leave it to you. You know?
Right. Well, if you say leave it to me, then as I would know the piece, then I might do it differently each time.
Sure.
And depending on where it is. But I like the fact that you did put the little accent, so I know if you put the accent, I might give it a little bit more of the.
Okay. Yeah.
Composers with the osu, they'll put a tenuto. So I would do it. I would do it just like in Western notation. A tenuto, I would be not as aggressive as an accent. So that if it was a tenuto, it might.
Okay.
So, but I see your accent there. Going on, grace notes, and even when I'm playing clarinet, I'll sort of what style do you want? Do you want it a quick grace note, sort of an aggressive one, or what I call a lazy grace note? So sort of at the end of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th bar, the A. Or it could be an embouchure. So you prefer an aggressive, or I'll call them choice of aggressive and lazy, even though there's subtleties in there.
Yeah, yes, more aggressive. The last two you did, would both work beautifully.
Yeah. So the.
Yeah.
So that
Wonderful.
And then that's all. So let's say bar 7 into 8. Because you put the glyph line in measure 1, I'm thinking measure 7 and 8, you don't want that sort of, I mean, it could be both. Or it could be played more exact.
I'd say number 2.
Okay. Yeah.
That's interesting, though. As I look at it now, I'm thinking, oh, there's so much more I could have done here.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially on the Hichiriki, when you have a half step,
Yeah.
is so easy to slide into.
Yeah.
And the flutter tongue is fine. Flutter tonguing is pretty much okay throughout the range of the instrument. It can be a little hard to do it soft.
Right,
So
right.
well, today it's okay. And a lot of that has to do with the reed. Yeah. But sometimes just be aware that if you're writing a pianissimo decrescendo inteniente flutter, it might
Sure,
not
sure.
have, I mean, it could, you might end up with air,
Okay.
which some composers like
Yeah.
that. Going on, again, that I see that pretty much as you've written it, and then again your more aggressive little accent there, the grace note.
Yeah.
And then and the G to G sharp, because it's the same fingering, you're going to get a little bit of a gliss.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're not going to get a da da, but you will get.
Yeah. You know, I call it slipperiness. I love glisses. That's one thing I loved about.
Well, that's what this instrument's probably best at. Now there are ways. Again, if it's working with you, very concentrated, something like that, the half steps where it's the same thing. I would ask you if you want, or where with the embouchure I'd move so you have the movement between the two is more
right,
exact.
right.
And again, that would be where I would work with you to figure out, almost going bar by bar, which you like, because there'll be places where you might want more, or
Right,
so even slower.
And I could just put the words on top too. Is that correct? The techniques.
Yes.
Yeah, and that might clear things up.
Yeah, if you put Osu or Enbai,
right.
David Loeb, wonderful composer who has written many pieces for Japanese instruments, because for maybe 40 years he spends every summer there. He does the little squiggles.
Okay.
Because he's working almost completely with people who know the instruments, and he's not with his Enbai like. He's not so concerned how far up or how far down it goes. Yeah. It can depend on the player and also the reed. He gives you the angles of it. Whereas you've been, of course, very pitch specific, which is also very good.
Okay.
And the next line, that's all very good. All very good. Dynamics are all fine. And I really like 1, 2, 3, the fourth line starting at measure 19.
3, 4.
That build up, it's like a chromatic scale, but you're putting a lot of other stuff into the
right.
And that's very exciting and well written out and everything.
Cool.
Yeah. And again, I would ask, do you want it to sound
Yes. I was worried about breath. You know, I liked what you just did, but yeah, I was concerned. I thought the Hichiriki takes a lot of breath. It seems to, at least.
It does. For many years have played clarinet, and I think that helps. I know when I play with Hitami that I will be able to do a longer phrase, and it could just be my lung capacity. But yeah, that is definitely something to take into account.
Sure.
And then you can put in there optional breaths, or since we're talking, you can tell me where you would want a breath if one is needed, or where you don't want. I could imagine 19, 20, 21, between 22 and 23, I can imagine maybe you wouldn't want a breath.
Yes.
So
if that's possible,
yeah, if I've got 19, 20, 21, so yeah, the 2 bars, and then that way I don't have to take a breath before the last 2 bars. So I can put the 3 bars into one phrase.
Okay.
It's easy enough.
Great.
The next, now here's a question. This is probably going to be for all the composers. Quite often with Hichiriki, we start the note under and it scoops up. That's from, like in Gagaku with the now those little glisses or grace notes are not written in Gagaku. That's just from oral history. I could see measure 25 where you want to start the scoop. It starts soft after you've had this big fortissimo. Okay, so the so it just slides into the phrase, which is what I would probably prefer to do. If I have to go, I don't think it's as beautiful. And especially at mezzo piano, that beautiful slide into it, and then you go up the whole step. Yeah. And all of that is fine. The 25 to 6, 7 to 8, 29 into 30, that's all fine. All of that is good. The trill, the G is a very good note to be held that long and that high. And going the last line, that's all very good. And yeah, I like the 33, 34, 35, 36 into that. Where I put in some Hichiriki inflections in there, if that is okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially because you have those intervals, the F to the A sharp, back up to the E. It's very good to slide around, and then the ending is very beautiful. Yeah, and I might ask that last note, if you would want it diminuendoed into niente, or if you just want it soft and stop, or my preference would be into almost niente and then end with just air, which I'll play now.
Ooh. Beautiful. Yes, yes. That
Okay.
definitely that. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That adds a whole new dimension just for that.
Yeah, great.
It's wonderful.
Great. Now, do you have questions for me?
Well, you know, it's interesting. One thing I realized is there was a chart, a fingering chart, which I looked at again this morning and realized I didn't totally understand it. Yeah, are you familiar with the Gagaku orchestration, the fingering chart there? The whole notes were, let's see, the whole notes were the available pitches, and then the quarter notes.
Ah, little.
Yeah. So is it best to stick within the whole note pitches and know that they're going to slide from those other pitches?
Yes.
Okay. So those are the easier ones to produce.
Yeah, those are the easier, and the others, like a D, which is, where's my camera? Here. So those are all those pitches with that finger.
Okay.
But the D, if you want to C sharp, there are times if I'm playing where a D, a C sharp, I might finger it with the D, but use it by the embouchure. And again, it's that thing of, it depends on where it came from and where it's going.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think I know the fingering chart you're talking about, because it has the big whole note and then the little optional.
Yes.
Yeah, the whole notes and those fingerings are the ones that are the easiest to produce that pitch.
Okay, and I assume that the other pitches within the fingering are easier to do. You do it all embouchure as far as the slides, the glissandos?
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be,
Yeah, those depends on the interval of the slide.
Okay.
Whether it would be done embouchure or with finger. And it also like the sound, if I want, and especially the higher up you go, the easier it is to do bigger intervals. So is all with embouchure.
Yeah.
If I'm down low, the interval is not as wide.
Yeah.
And then if you want, that was with fingers. And so it's a different sound when it's done with fingers and when it's done with embouchure.
Cool.
Yeah. And you can, as a composer, you could put, if you think that you know the difference in sound, you could put in there, glissando with embouchure or glissando with fingers. And that would give me an indication of which one you want. And then I could tell you that it's possible or not possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there is a different, here, I'll do it again, one with just embouchure. And now with fingers. So, I mean, to my ear, it sounds different. I don't know if it does.
It does. No, it definitely does.
Yeah.
It definitely does. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. This is so educational.
Good.
Thank you so much. Great piece, Paul.
Thank you.
Tom, who would you like to look at next?
Okay. Is Sohel Shirangi here? No.
Here?
Do we have Mr. Shirangi? Because I only see 3 people, but
Wait, is he here? No, he's not here yet.
okay. Okay, he was here to the left. Okay. Dice. Okay. I'll go with Luigi Morlio.
Okay.
Hi, Luigi.
Hi, Thomas.
Me. Yeah, I have to warm up because Luigi has me singing in this piece. So now
It's possible.
it is possible, but
Sorry, the train is coming.
oh, okay. No, I thought it was an echo. That's fine. You know, you
No,
can,
we have the problem because in Italy we have the football, Italian European football, and the people beep, 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 beep. Sorry for this.
That's
We
okay.
got sirens here.
No, I thought it was an echo, but if it's people, that's fine. I'll just show you a demonstration. When vocalizing and playing, the reed vibrates weird, so you get a yeah. So the depending on the volume, and sometimes I can try to reduce. I don't know if you can hear that sort of
Yeah.
yeah, and that's just the reed vibrations itself. They want to do weird things, so there is that.
What do you? It's possible to play here because the glissando with the voice is indicative, not specific.
Yeah. So here is the. If you look at the end of the first line, I'll do where you're doing the glissando, and I assume you just want. Yeah.
Yes.
With me singing. So I'll do that to show you that. Now the opposite, the next bar, you have me with the
Yeah. For me, it's possible to play glissando with the voice and the instruments a little bit different. It's possible.
Okay. So here's the voice again doing the.
Yes. It's okay.
So you want. Yeah, even though they're written the same, your little squiggle, you want them to be different.
No problem. What do you want?
Okay. Now a question for you. In the first bar, your E's, and you have the grace note D to E, then you have 3 E's repeated.
Yeah.
Do you want them tongued?
Sorry.
Yeah, so you got to.
Yes, this is
Tonguing them, because Hichiriki doesn't often tongue repeated notes, but it does. But it's not. The other way is that I do it with air, but it will almost sound like the grace note. So here's your.
Beautiful. This is.
That's with air repeating the note.
Yeah.
Here it is with tongue.
Yeah. No.
The air?
Yes, I prefer.
And and you have that. Yeah, that you have the same thing, but it's always the same note. Yeah. That's the thing. I am working to try to figure out how to tongue the reed Hichiriki, because I'm a clarinetist also. And Hitami and I have been working on this to figure out ways to tongue, because the tone quality is so different. It's not just a repeating of the note. There's that. I mean, it's almost too harsh unless a composer wants it. But if you just want da da, At this point, it's not quite happening. Yeah, we're working to see if we can get this technique into the Hichiriki.
Okay.
So it's that there's a smooth articulation instead of that accent. But since you want air, that's fine. Let me see if I have any questions before I play through it. Got it. Okay, here you go. This, Luigi, can you give us the title and tell us anything about the piece?
Okay, the title is Ridistribuire no alt-right. Ridistribuire is Italian name. How do you say in English? Put the equal possibility for the people.
Yeah, redistribution.
Redistribution, yes, thank you.
Yes.
No alt-right is not stop the right for the people. Not stop the right for the people. It's very important to have the good right for human and people.
Yeah.
This.
Okay, so here we go. This is Luigi's.
Bravissimo, thank you. It's very, very fantastic sound, and with the voice, good balance and good interpretation. And for me, it's very important to listen the meditation sound, the meditation performance, and you are fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you. Talking about the meditation, the places where you have fermata, then a breath, and you go on. Other times you have a fermata and then a rest. I interpreted them as being two different things, that the fermata and then a rest would be longer.
Yeah.
And as I was playing it then, I would want those rests to be longer. As we say in Japanese, ma, which is the importance, the silence, the space between the notes is as important as the notes.
Yes, yes.
And since you mentioned meditation, I would want to take more time on those, perhaps even the breath marks, but particularly the places you specifically put a quarter rest, that I would want almost for another performer. And if you're not around it, maybe a fermata over the quarter rest. So it would give the indication to a performer that you do want it to be longer than just one beat. I would probably do it anyway, because I like that sensation, especially in a concert hall, where especially in the second line, where you've got the so you really make people wait, and you're living on that air, on that quarter note.
Yes, it's very important because the phrases is close, and when you take the other phrases, the audience have need the time to listen the different movement.
Yeah.
And
I call it for me, I call it floating or living on that air.
Yeah.
And I think of the sound of the Hichiriki, of course it's air, and it's just sort of floating out.
Yeah.
And even though the reed is no longer vibrating, that sound is still going.
Yeah.
It's incredibly well written for the Hichiriki. The pitches are good. It's all in C major, so there's not a whole lot of D sharps and stuff, so that's very good. The vocalizing is very easy. It's nice that it starts where it's in unison, so that actually helps the performer get used to that A, and then later you drop it, so the singer performer is already used to that. And I love the last two bars, where it's just it's just so, if I take more time, but it's the very beautiful ending.
Thank you.
And I like that you put measure 63, that you put it in F instead of an A, because it easily would have been beautiful if you had still put it 2 A's and A's, but it was beautiful. You put the F and then the gorgeous last bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
But you are a very, very beautiful performer.
Thank you. Any questions you have for me?
Thomas, but in generally, what I speak about, I need that the audience have time to listen the different part. So we have the first and second bar is the first phrase.
Yeah.
After we have a third, a fourth bar, like B. So the first phrase is A. The second phrase is B. It's different part, and when you play the same part of the startup, this is return the part A and finish. So it's very important to have in your head this three part: A, B, and A different for the finish.
Great.
I don't have other question. because when I write this piece, it's similarly what do you play now. So I don't have different interpretation. I don't have different interpretation. So this is, for me, it's very good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And who would you like to work with?
Okay, because it's Kosaka-san, Sakiko Kosaka.
Yes.
Hello.
おはようございます。
東京今。
はい、今、東京です。
Oh my God. Thank you for getting up so early.
よろしくお願いします。
I hoped you were in Germany or somewhere, so it was not so early. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. So I have a question for you. 1, 2, 3. Fourth line down. Second bar into E. Where you have, and then it happens many times after that, where you have the little circle and you say tap hole.
Tap hole, yes.
Which hole do you want me to tap?
Ah.
Do you want a pitch change or a color change?
No. Same tone, tapping.
Yeah. It's so much easier on shakuhachi that because if I each one would have to be separate. So or because if I tap and keep the air going, you're going to get the pitch above it.
I like it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the and then later you have sort of the
yes.
Okay, so that's actually changing. The other is which makes a very big interval, but you have
please change as you like. Any place.
Okay, and pitch change to tap that hole. I can do this or the tap under.
I like.
You prefer up or lower?
Up and lower, it is. I don't like. Same pitch. I like.
So the. I'm just I'm curious, and I'm trying to find what sound it is that you want. There. Do you want to hear a tapping? Do you actually want to hear a tap?
Tapping.
Yeah. If I'm already playing a note and I tap, you're not going to hear the tap because the volume of the pitch. So the I'm not sure you hear tapping. So,
I like it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So very as little pitch change as a.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I'll have to work on that because some of them are very fast.
Yes.
So here is Gold Strings by Sakiko Kosaka.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tapping in K is I like very much.
H-I-J-K, let me. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That sound is very good for me.
Okay. So that is, again, that's one of those things where the composer is stretching our technique. So yeah, so that is something I work on, but that's good to know that that area was the sound you're looking for. Have some questions.
Yes.
Like J.
Yes.
That line, to me, that's the end of a section, correct? And then a break before going into K?
little break I
Little-
want.
Okay.
Yeah, between J and K.
Right. Because K is the start of something totally different.
Yes.
And even though it's fortissimo, it's not as rhythmic as the other. Yeah.
Yes. My image on K is a multiphonic gush.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that word, and your notation is very good because I know where, which note you want the slide up to, and they use the 16th notes to the quarter notes, so I know that. So I like the end by that you have sort of written in there. It's very clear. I had so starting at letter P on second page. So all this passion and the quicker notes and the larger intervals. I assume that's all a build up to T, correct? Yeah, that it just gets bigger and more exciting and more exciting.
Yes, bigger. Yes.
Yeah, and then wait as long as possible before U. Yeah.
U is very calm and like a vibration from T.
Yeah. And then wait. So they
silence and calm start. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that G? Is it okay if I scoop up into it slowly and softly? Or you want so if here's the sorry. I'm sorry. Or I'm sorry.
I like last one.
Okay, good.
Yes.
That makes it much easier to scoop up into the pitch and be soft, to come right in on a G, because it's a rather high note. To come in on a G soft is a little difficult. If I can scoop into it very softly, it's much easier. But I think, especially after that, and then just sort of, it just, I think, will be nice. Yeah. And then the last 2 bars where you have the F to the E and you go lamento, and then basically the same. So you just want. So you have little staccato marks on the. So you want the D, so it slides down, but then stop very quick. So
no, softly down and.
So maybe take the staccato out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so,
perfectly.
Yeah, for me, I would take the staccato out, so I know it's not so short. But I do see the decrescendo in them. Yeah.
Okay.
Very good piece. Very challenging piece. Very challenging, but very good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me of what I'm doing or what you want?
Yes. Does Hichiriki have multiphonic sound?
Very difficult and not consistent. So there are
Oh, you can. I didn't know.
But I don't have a lot of control over what pitch. If you want just a multiphonic, and hold on. And sometimes this is the seme. Which, if you take it off, it can be easier. So you need time. So if you're going, you need time to take the seme off. So
does it have long tone also?
And that's with the seme on. Yeah. Let me take a bigger breath.
5 minutes.
5 minutes for
circular tone.
5 minutes. 難しい。5 seconds 大丈夫。
5 seconds.
ちょっと待って。I can work
Thank
on
you.
it. And sometimes
Thank you.
100% じゃない。But the end often will end up with one pitch. So it can start as multiphonic and end. I don't, at this point, I don't have a lot of control how it ends. But you can get a multiphonic if you just isolate it.
One more. Multiphonic can change sometimes. Change. Interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much. どうもありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。Thank you very much.
Yeah, gold string は素晴らしい。Yeah, very beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
At F, your frolicsome. So it's soft, but you want until K, you want that then very soft but very rhythmic. So beep, beep, up, beep, up, beep. Yeah, so that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, because with the notes that short, you're going to get that sort of whack, whack, whack sound. So that's okay?
Okay.
Okay. Great. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
Great for Susan.
What's the last name?
Brewster.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Brewster.
Hi.
Hello. How are you doing?
Hi. Yeah, okay. Not too bad. How are you?
Thanks for your pieces. I will start with Jordan's first.
Okay.
And just let you know right off that the F sharp is not really one of the fingered notes. It's the G. So to get a good accent on that, especially this piece, because the F sharp is probably the most important note in the piece. So, and especially when you have 16th notes and an F sharp and a G, it can be a little, the pitches won't be very pure and exact because of that. And then also, where is it? Measure 5, you went below the range of the instrument with the D and E.
Okay. I mean, that was one of my questions because I was doing a little bit of research and there's some conflicting information about the range. So are both of those below the range?
E can be had sometimes. It really depends on the reed.
Okay.
And also, there are times when you're playing a piece that you can go down to the E, but you're not going to get a long note, and that's sort of in between an E and an F. So
Okay.
I rarely recommend. I actually always recommend don't write an E.
Okay.
Some will write an F and have it and just put a little sign down that you want to go out of that F down, but you're rarely going to get, and F sharp is easy enough. Fs can be, again, depending on the reed, can be a little bit of a trouble, but that's fine today. Yeah.
Okay.
F sharps are fine, but the
Yeah, I can see.
Because it's so if this piece was like just, I'm thinking if it was a third up, or because or even a second or third or fourth up,
okay,
it would be, or if you, because your F sharps are the most important note in that piece.
Yeah, but it might go out of the top of the range if it goes up, I think.
If you went, in measure 12, you're not gonna, C's are possible. For measure 12,
yeah,
if you went
okay.
a third up,
I mean, I can.
Hello. Susan has frozen on us.
Is she back?
I wonder.
She lost the connection.
She lost the connection. Okay. Who else do we have?
How about Sohai?
Is he here?
He is.
Sohei Sharangi.
Yes, Sohei.
Let Susan know when she comes back. And is Sohel here?
Wait. Well, no.
She's here. Susan is here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. No problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can fix that because it's a very fluid, sort of loose, it's like it should be kind of improvised, really.
Oh, okay. That makes it easier because if it was makes it a little hard. If it's is easier for those that start. It's really a wonderful piece. I do like that. And it's just those issues of, and actually, if you don't mind, as I get better at playing it, if you don't mind that sometimes the F sharp and the G are not exactly a half step apart.
Yeah, no, that's what I like.
It's a one, because I do like the the end. It's very good. To those F sharps are very good there. It's just when it's the F sharp to the G, and again, if you don't mind that sometimes the pitch isn't going to be a half step apart, then it's fine. And then in measure 5, just change the D and the E to whatever you think is appropriate.
Yeah, I can take them out.
And then other than that, then you don't have to change the piece. I mean, I wouldn't, because putting it up, a half step, will cause other problems.
Yeah.
Because right now it's in a very good key for the instrument. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So I am going to give it a go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's quite comical, actually.
Tell us about the piece.
I don't know really what to say about it. It's I kind of like sort of natural found kind of things in everything, but in sound, and trying to imitate that in ways of by writing it down in a precise way, but building into it a kind of flexibility, so that basically, as long as there's the kind of conversation there, or the words there, that you can say them in many different ways, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So
I love your snippet that happens. It feels very good and sounds very good.
It's a little bit tiptoeing, like just walking through puddles or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I like in the end there you ba-be-da, ba-da, and then you put hesitant. Ba-be-da, da-da, ba-ba. Yeah, it's very full of characterful piece. Yeah. Good, you're back.
Yes, sorry.
So you didn't hear me tell you that it was the best Hichiriki piece in the world.
No.
No, I did. It's so full of character that it's fun. There's times when I play Hichiriki that not this piece, but it can sound like a duck quacking.
Yeah.
It's so easy to sound that way that I work very hard to not make it sound, but this piece is perfect. That is the sound that you want.
That's what I was interested that you said previously, that it would be quacking, and I thought, oh no, I've got these sort of short quackings, but right, yeah. It's okay. Maybe it's like a duck in puddles quacking.
Yeah, this piece works perfectly for that.
That's great to hear. Yeah. Thank you. I really enjoyed.
And where did you read? I'm curious. Where did you read that the Hichiriki goes down to a D?
Off the top of my head, I'd have to look it up again. But I could be mistaken, but I was pretty sure that I was reading that somewhere.
Yeah. Like I said, E's are possible if approached. F sharps and Fs are okay.
Okay.
So, good. So, how about a bit of hitodama?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Very different.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's quite different.
Yes, yeah. So this time playing it, I played it rather straight without, because it's sort of abstract, not in any sort of key, to my ears. So I didn't add a lot of inflections in it.
Mm-hmm.
To me, you almost wouldn't want the pitch bending inflections in it. Because of the intervals you wrote seem to be very important, such as in measure 15, 16, and 17, and 18. They could easily be slip sliding around. So that's the slip sliding around. Do you want that, or do you want it to be more rhythmic and pitch centered?
When I, was thinking of it, I was thinking of being more rhythmic, but it's as this is a can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. As this is something that I'm learning about, then I'm kind of, becoming aware of different ways that it can be played. So I want to expand, and explore that rather than think that I knew what I wanted in the beginning.
Right.
So I really like what you're doing, and I'm understanding the kind of, what you're meaning about the different colors of the notes. The same pitch. That's sort of what I'm interested in, as opposed to, changing pitches, changing colors. That's what I want to try to understand more.
Yeah.
So yes, so I'm very happy with, how you're playing that.
Thank you.
It's supposed to, it felt to me like it's trying, I like images, so it would be representing something that's quite ethereal. So it's never going to be perfect, is it? It won't be exact rhythms. Like none of it should be exact. Okay. It's really hard to write something down where you don't want it to be exact. Right,
yeah. Unless you put quarter note equals 120 freely or something. Actually, for me, if you put the word, like quarter at 120 gives me a sense of the pace. If you put the word freely,
right,
then I would know, for me, as an indication, I would know that it doesn't have to be exact.
So you would rather not see a tempo marking at all?
Oh, no, the tempo marking is good, because I know if you didn't have a tempo marking there, looking at this, I would probably play it much slower.
Okay.
But seeing the tempo marking, then I know your pace. If you also added the word freely, then I would know, this is the pace.
Oh, right. Yeah, I see what you mean.
I can muck around with what I'm doing.
Yeah, in fact, I thought I did add that word, but anyway, gotcha on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. And did Sohail?
Hello.
Hello. How do you pronounce your name?
Sohail Shirangi.
Sohail Shirangi. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too. First, I want to say sorry for my internet because this platform I don't know, but needed to VPN because it's filter in my country. And
where are you?
Iran. I'm from Iran, Tehran. Yes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm must use a VPN and maybe disconnect. But after I trying quickly connect with you.
Okay, thank you so much for getting the VPN. And
Thank you from you.
what I have from you is just the first 21 bars, correct?
Yes. This work I actually is a map and simple pattern, and I thought that I can improve this idea, especially for glissando part.
Okay. So here we go.
Yes.
And question for you. At the beginning, you say with a little air. So do you want to hear some pitch and some air at the same time?
Yes,
So-
yes, of course.
So, I don't know.
I think it's good, but in the first time, can be more air.
More air
More air, yes.
with a little pitch or no pitch?
A little pitch. A little pitch. Yes. 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 Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, my idea it's twirling. It's the time. It's a special time for the sun, because many small light passing through, but some from some of cloud. And I think this idea, I mean, air and combination air with glissando, I think it's very helpful for this idea.
Okay.
But I want hear your comment and your idea.
Yeah. Question for you. Measure 8, 9, and 10, where you have your glissando. There's the way of just like the A to the C, or an N by. That's just the gliss up, or an M by. So there's the N by, or as you've written, just a gliss up and a gliss down. Which do you prefer?
I think the two down. I think it's very better.
Okay.
Down.
So it's just a slide, a slow slide.
Yes, yes.
And I assume it's a slow gliss that you want, not. You want slow or fast?
I think for the first part work, slow it's very better, and for the finally part can be faster.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah. That's no, I didn't have any questions. Just the end by or the glisses. Yeah.
Yes. And I have a question about glissando. I want to know about how is practical combination air with glissando. For example, 8 measure or 9 measure.
So similar to the beginning where you have half pitch, half air.
Yes. Yeah, of course, yes. Yes. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah, that is totally possible. You just need to let me know how much. Some composers are very exact. They will put half air, half pitch.
Yes.
Some will even have at the beginning of a piece, a circle. There we go, a circle. And they'll half of it black, half of it white, meaning half air. And some even just a quarter where they want quarter pitch and the rest air. So if you want to add that to the beginning of the piece to tell the performer exactly, because especially the beginning, you say with a little air, I would at first think it's most pitch and little air. So, but you want it sort of opposite, more air, less pitch. And gradually go from, if this is air and this is pitch, you want more air, and then it switches. So if there's some way that you could show me as a performer that that's what you want, and you could just write it out, start more air, add pitch.
Yes. Of course. In the good time, I will edit and I will send for you. And I think this idea about crescendo gliss in the especially glissando part and replace with the air part. It's very good idea, and I will do it. Especially, yes, especially for half note, actually tune. It's very good idea, especially in the part of the repeat. For example, 1 major and 2 major. It's A number 4 and the second, third, and fourth major repeat this note. And I think it's the repeat version. It's very better.
Okay.
But yes.
Good. Thank you so much.
Nikki, thank you so much for you. For me, it's very good even that my work will perform by you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We're done.
Yeah. You want to say goodbye to everybody?
Yes, I want to see everybody.
Let's see if we can.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. This was wonderful and so nice to have more Hichiriki pieces.
Yeah. It's different piece and different possibility for
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
instrument.
all the
It's wonderful.
pieces were very different.
Yeah.
Really
Great.
wonderful.
Different country in the world and different idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to see everyone.
Yeah.
Nice to see everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thank you.
If,
Bravo,
if
Tom.
doesn't
Bravo.
know, he has a 15-minute
Bravo.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye.